One former U.S. prisoner of war describes his Iraqi captivity as, in his words, very terrifying. Another says, you never know when your name is up on the Rolodex. A group of former Navy and Marine POWs appeared moments ago at a news conference in Bethesda, Maryland. They declined to talk about many specifics of their ordeal, citing they want a desire to avoid endangering others still missing in action. But they agree that captivity has changed their priorities in life.
90% of the time you felt you were in danger of losing your life. About 90% of the time you were overwhelmed. And I thought about my family. I thought about God. I used to thank God that if he was going to take my life, at least he'd give me the chance to grow closer to him. And little mental games helped you get through, too.
You take it a day at a time. Some days are definitely worse than others. I can tell you they were real glad to see a Marine aviator. They were real glad to see a commanding officer. And I think the American public can be justifiably proud of how the POWs did in general. We did it with integrity, and we did it with pride. And I thank God we didn't have to stay there as long as the Vietnam POWs.
We've all been waiting for their march home.
Thanks, Marines. Have a good trip back.
Secretary Cheney to begin the immediate return of American combat units from the Gulf. Less than 2 hours from now, the first plane load of American soldiers will lift off from Saudi Arabia, headed for the USA. And
the cheers began as they boarded their planes, a rousing welcome from the civilian flight crew, a promise of what they can expect when they return home to a proud and grateful nation. For Sergeant Tom Pelosi, home means a baby boy he hardly knows.
Heard about him crawling and eating, and he's walking now. And my one wish was to get home for his first birthday, March 28th, and I'm going to make it.
What do you have there?
What, here? Yeah. My raccoon my husband sent me about 5 months ago. I'm coming. I really gotta go.
Just want to get this bird up in the air. I'm going to get it up in the air. I hope it never happens again. I don't think I'll be coming back.
The first to leave come from the 24th Infantry Division, which was one of the first divisions to arrive last August. Now, 763 of them have become the first to go back home, Fort Stewart, Georgia.
We made it. Now it's time for everybody to come on back home to their family.
Tell you what, we lived in the open desert the whole time. I slept on my tank for 7 months. So it feels great. I can't wait to see my wife.
What are you looking forward to?
A hot shower. Being able to sit with the family, you know, just being back among, you know, America. Americans are great.
Concern about how most Americans feel about them has almost been a cause of anxiety for the troops here. What they're about to discover from all indications that most back home are very proud of them. Advance units from each division will depart within the week. The total U.S. withdrawal is expected to take months, before Desert Shield and Desert Storm become only memories.
Stay with CNN for the latest on the troops coming home.
I think we've always had the faith that, you know, there's a hot coal to burn in your stomach all the time, too. It's a relief. You'll probably see an old man cry.
Welcome home.
And here it is, the moment, the reunion.
Edwin, there is an invasion of U.S. shores, an invasion of American soldiers coming home from the Persian Gulf. A flag-waving, foot-stomping, heart-warming welcome home was awaiting the troops of Operation Desert Storm Friday. Throngs of families and friends from Maine to California to Kansas reunited with the about 4,000 soldiers who made it home. Hugs and kisses were high in most minds, of course. More than 900 troops from the 101st Airborne Division and other units are arriving this weekend at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. One touching reunion took place as a soldier was introduced to a new member of his family.
Come here, Mom. I love you. You know how bad I wanted to do this for. You're right.
There was a musical meeting in Bangor, Maine, where the 82nd Airborne stopped to refuel on their way home, and they found a high school band, a cheering crowd, and a lobster roll breakfast. Moved by the reception, Kevin Tillman lifted a saxophone from the band and broke into song. Not just any song, but the national anthem. Tillman of Rockford, Illinois, did a solo of the Star-Spangled Banner until the crowd of more than 200 helped him finish with a flourish. Nice to see everybody coming home, and more homecomings throughout this weekend.
I would say very candidly that the Iraqis came to discuss and to cooperate.
Hello, I'm Sonia Friedman. A very happy day in America today, and we're going to go straight to Langley Air Force Base in Virginia so that we can see some of those 2,000 men and women coming home. Gene Randall is our reporter. Gene?
Sonia, it is cold and it is raw here at Langley Air Force Base outside Norfolk, Virginia. It doesn't much matter to the people who have assembled here. Many of these are families waiting to see their loved ones return from the Persian Gulf. Before this weekend is over, we are told 1,000 of Langley's 2,000 airmen will return from the Persian Gulf. 6 of those airmen, F-15 pilots. 4 of them have set down already. There will be 6 in all. 48 F-15s were sent to the Persian Gulf. It has been a long 7 months of waiting for these families. And the weather, once again, doesn't much matter. The warmth of what's happening here far outweighs the circumstances of the weather. Brian Campbell is at Pope Air Force Base in North Carolina. Brian?
Thank you, Gene. We are now awaiting any moment now the troops to be getting off the American Trans airplane. It has just landed. It has come to a stop. They have pulled the ramp up to it. And any moment now, we are expecting those troops to be getting off the plane. We are hearing a few announcements telling of the glories of the 82nd Airborne. But within a matter of moments, these families will finally get their reward of 7 months of patience. As you can see here, we have numerous signs out here as the families anxiously await. We have Geisler, welcome home. Sergeant John Walker, welcome home. Bob, thank you guys. You kicked his, well, back to Baghdad. Wendell Chandler and David McGee, welcome. All sorts of signs. We have families, we have wives, we have babies waiting here in Fayetteville for 7 long months since early August when they were first sent over. Let's listen now to the announcement now.
And dedication of the soldiers.
The gentleman welcoming back the troops who are about to get off the plane.
The mission our president directed was accomplished successfully because of them. We now proudly welcome our soldiers home. symbolic return today of these brave soldiers marks the beginning of the return of 18th Airborne Corps units from Saudi Arabia and the Kuwait Theater of Operations. Mission accomplished. Airborne.
One interesting statistic out of all of this, even though the 82nd was the first sent out to Saudi Arabia and the first into Iraq, there were no casualties whatsoever. We will be coming back here live in just a matter of moments. I'm Brian Campbell, CNN Live at Pope Air Force Base in North Carolina.